Welcome to Forever, man. Let's go.
Hi everyone, welcome to the conference call for LaLiga. And I'm Vero Boquete, Spanish soccer player right now playing in US for the Utah Royals. And today I'm so lucky because I have the opportunity to talk with two fantastic soccer players. We have from Venezuela, Deyna Castellanos, right now playing in the Spanish League for Atlético de Madrid. She had an amazing college career and now making her way to the top, already best player in her country. And from US, we have Midge, Purce, and she's a sky blue player after a fantastic season with Portland last year. And so guys, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me, to talk to us, to be in this talk. I want to know how you fall in love with this sport.
I started playing soccer just because I went with my brother to his soccer practices and I couldn't stay at home by myself. So I just started like juggling with the ball, running around, and a coach just talked to my parents and say like, why isn't she playing right now if she likes it? And Venezuela is not a soccer sport at all. And even worse, there is no women soccer players playing at that time when I was 5 years old. So for my family, it was like kind of like a shocking situation, and they were like, well, I don't know, but I don't know. I think they realized that I loved it. I was only 5 and I just fall in love at that age.
My brother played when I was really little, and I too couldn't stay home alone. And my dad would just take me to all of his games and all his practices. And eventually I just started playing too. But when I was little, we didn't have like a NWSL, or like we had the women's team, but it wasn't as popular when I was super young. I didn't know much about it, but I just played because it was really fun.
So it's funny because we come from 3 different countries, but we have so many similarities because for me it was exactly the same. I have a brother, so I just wanted to be like him and do the same. My dad is a coach, so I was always with the ball. So it's just funny that we come from different places, but we just fall in love with this sport in the same way. After college, both of you decide different ways, and for you, Deyna, was to go to Spain, to go to Atlético. Why Spain? Why Atlético?
One of the biggest reasons I came to Europe was because of the soccer style is more my style here. It's more like possession game. It's not that physical how it's in the United States, how you guys can know. And for me, that was one of the biggest decisions. Also coming to Atlético de Madrid and coming to a Spanish country was, I don't need to learn the language. I just have to focus on playing and training and be ready for when I get the chance to play. So that was one of the biggest reasons why I came here too.
So for you, Mitch, you finishing your time in Harvard, and I think you played 1 year in Boston, and then you went to Portland. And I actually want to talk about last year because obviously I saw you and I saw some of your games, and you were like a really important player for the team. You score goals, you have a fantastic season, and you got the call from the national team.
Yeah, it was a total surprise. I actually had scheduled a vacation right when they had the camp.
They destroyed your vacation. No.
Yeah, I was gonna go to Hawaii.
Oh no.
No. It was great that I got to go to camp. When they called me and they were like, do you want to go into camp? I was like, oh yeah, sure, like absolutely. And it was amazing. I didn't expect it at all, and I was really grateful because I've heard a lot about Vlatko and how he's such a great coach, and all of it was true when I got to play under him. He's so specific and like detail oriented, and it was amazing. You know, I didn't do as well as I wanted to, and I don't think anyone ever really does. when you go
It's hard.
into a big stage like that. I think you always want to just kill it and be like the best on the field, and when that doesn't happen, it's upsetting.
The dream is not like that.
Yeah. You see it in your head and it doesn't happen. But no, it was amazing, and I also didn't expect to actually play in any of the games, but when I found out, no one really said anything. He just handed me a penny, and I was on the starting 11. And Lindsay Horan was like, "Congrats!" And I was like, "What?" So it was a really cool thing, and it was a great experience.
I want to know your thoughts and what do you think about all the equal pay fight, and because obviously it's a huge thing here in the US, but it's also something that in the rest of the world we are looking really close, because we know if something changed here in US, probably the rest of the country is gonna have something a little easier to change things.
To me, it doesn't really make sense why they don't. I think it's dumb that they don't do it. Mostly because the women's team has shown that they're really, really good investment. They already profit so much off of getting so little. So to me, business-wise, it would just make sense that you would put more money into it to get even more money out of it. It's a good business move. So it just makes very little sense to me, and I hope that they figure it out.
I mean, it's just funny to see, because probably, Daniel, you are with me in this, in US, all that we see is the women's soccer team, the national team, and the women are playing the World Cup, the women are winning this and this. So it's crazy that they don't have that equal pay. It's a little different for us, in Spain or in Venezuela, it's harder. So for you, Daniel, what do you think? You think that at some point we're gonna be in the same level than US women's team?
Oh, for sure, Spain is closer than us.
We are getting closer.
Yeah, in Venezuela we don't even have a professional league where I think the players, the one that gain more money is $500, $300 per month. So that's very sad. How Midge was saying is so crazy, so dumb that right now in the United States they don't have the equal pay situation, which is very obvious that it should be that way. But for us, we need to keep working a little bit harder. We need more important tournaments. We have so much to work on. We have to change so many minds and so many mentalities for us to win something important in the senior national team. And for us right now, we are just focusing in going to a World Cup.
There is something that I think is even worse than a virus and a pandemic, and it's been there for so long, especially here in US. And I'm talking about racism. I have to say that I'm educating myself, or I am accepting that I'm part of the problem. I'm learning how to be part of the solution, and I'm really committed to do my best and my part to do to make a change in all of this. And so I just wanted to check with you how you have been during these weeks.
Well, first of all, that's amazing, the educating that you're talking about and the conversations that you're having. I think that's a really big thing that's happening right now and that needs to happen everywhere. So good on you. It's upsetting, to say the least, when you go on social media and you see a lot of really traumatic, explicit things happening, and they're on video, and it's kind of just flooding everything. It's on the news, it's everywhere. It's not something that you can step away from, it's a terrible thing, but it also is bringing a lot of awareness to everyone and making people, pick up books, have conversations, and talk about things. It's opened my eyes to a difference in education that a lot of people have. I've had conversations with my teammates, and I've would say something that happened in history or say something, and they're like, what? I never knew about that. And I'm like, what do you mean? like how do you not know about this? Like, you lived here, like you grew up here, like this wasn't that long ago. Your parents went through this, you know? I grew up, my grandmother went to schools that were segregated. My dad was at the March on Washington. So when like people say these things to me, I'm like, who didn't tell you? Like, what happened? So that part was like a very eye-opening thing. And so I'm really happy that a lot of people are taking the initiative to educate themselves on the facts of our history.
For me, I think that one of the solutions can be that in school, like really in school, in our houses, in our, I don't know, in our place, you know, where we are constantly in, there is, hopefully like the next generations, they don't feel that way, and hopefully they see that what is going on right now in the world is something bad, is something sad, and they can change it.
Welcome to Forever, man. Let's go.
I would like to end this talk with some flash questions. Favorite player of all time, women and men?
Woman, it will be Marta, and men will be Kaká.
Woman, Crystal Dunn. Man, Alexander Arnold.
Pick a player with who you would like to play.
Vero Boquete.
Yes! You can say me too, but
Yeah.
your biggest dream?
To win a World Cup.
Yeah, I'll copy you to start and win the World Cup.
Who is gonna win La Liga?
Everything can happen in soccer, so I would love that Atletico wins it.
Barcelona.
Actually, do you support any Spanish team in La Liga or not at all?
Barca.
So guys, thank you so much for taking the time. It was a pleasure to talk to you, to know you a little more. I'm 100% sure La Liga fans in US and in all over the world, they will love to know also about you.
Thank you.
For sure. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys.